Hillbilly Nitro, your internet knife and gun guru. Here we are, guys, back with another episode. So, got a little interesting video for you AR nerds out there, or maybe you're just a newbie getting into this and wondering what the difference is between a Anderson lower, which you can score these for around 60 bucks, 70 bucks, probably what they're running right now. Things are kind of tight right now with the COVID 19er and the election climate, so political climate, as I say. And we have the crown jewel here. This is to complete my M4A1 SOCOM clone. I finally got it, guys, so you're getting to see the first look of it here. So this, Stephanie asked me what I wanted for my birthday. My birthday's coming up this month, the end of the month. I said, babe, I want a Colt lower. So she provided me the funds to go and score one of these. Scored this at Specialized Armament, Ken Elmore, if you've heard of him. So that's who I got this from. And didn't cost me an arm and a leg, just an arm. None of those $1,000, $799 to $1,000 gun broker prices right now. And we have the old poverty pony here. So we got a poverty pony and a prancing colt there. A nice pony dancing on the globe there. That mark right there, I was telling Stephanie, and I'm pretty sure that roll mark and that font right there has been around since the 1800s. To my knowledge, anyway. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Anyways, let you guys check out. I've yacked enough here. I'm stoked about it, so I'm going to show you guys the little difference here. There's some little differences between them. I mean, to me, at the end of the day, a forged lower is a forged lower. There's some differences. Companies they get a little tighter on the specs. That's kind of what Colt does. It's all about the specs, really. I've had BCM, I've got a Daniel Defense, and there's some little differences. There's a couple of different companies. There's only a handful of companies that make these, the forged lowers and the uppers. There's some ways you can tell. But anyways, the first big difference between a Colt, I guess, is you probably already see it right now, is you see this shelf here, and that's kind of a thing Colt started doing way back in the day there. They think that prevents somebody drilling a third pin in there to make it a select fire, but it's just aluminum. So most lowers, forged lowers, today, all these companies, they have the top shelf here milled out, as you see. I don't really see the point in this. Maybe it makes it a little stronger, I guess you could say. But a drill and a drill bit, that's going in 5 minutes. Especially you guys doing the 80% lowers know that. So I don't know, but that's a difference there. Of course, this one, I don't know if this one's been disassembled. Kind of think it has. This maybe been taken apart. I don't know, but this one's been on the rifle and I took it apart specifically for this video. We're about to assemble this bad boy. So another bit difference I just jumped off here and noticed. See if you can see the difference there. Yeah, we have a forging line there where they've cut that out of the forge. These come in a aluminum block, aluminum forge, and these are machined out of an aluminum block. You'll notice the forging mark there, and I noticed another one. You can see some little lines here, smoothed over. This is a keyhole, a keyhole forge there. This one doesn't have anything. Some of them will have a square here. I have a square on my Daniel Defense. But you can see that's just smoothed over right there. It's kind of got the line there. I mean, Colt, they put this stuff out, battle proven. These are battle proven with Colt. I think this is a 2019 lower here. because from what I understand, Colt is switching to that CR. They have CR, which stands for Colt Rifle, And then they have the LE series for law enforcement. And then there's some law enforcement restricted stamped ones you'll see out there. But this, I think Colt's getting away from that for some reason. And the newer lowers from here on out, I think, are just going to say carbine here. No M4. They're just going to put carbine there. And there's a whole bunch of other different roll marks they've used over the last decade or two. So, but this is going to go on the. I couldn't score one of the M4A1 carbine lowers. It's the money they want for them right now, and finding one. I was lucky to find this one. You see the ears here have been shaved off here on the selector there. All Colt lowers have that shaved off to my knowledge. We're gonna weigh these too. Anyways, yeah, so got the Poverty Pony down here, but that's the biggest difference. But I'm gonna show you another difference here. Biggest difference is, you know, seeing that right there and there, and that being taken care of. There's some little details on this one. But check out the magazine wells here. As you see, the Anderson and most other companies do this nowadays, is they bevel the magazine well out a little more. You will not see that with the Colt as much. You can just see the deepness there. The Colt is not beveled out as quite as, or yeah, not quite as much as the Anderson here. So that's a good little, cool little feature that they do on the lowers. My Daniel defense is like this, and BCM. Let's see here. I don't know that there's a bunch more. I did notice a little difference here on the, up here near the buffer tube here. You can see this a little more pronounced here with the Anderson right there, where your detent spring goes in there and your detent for your takedown pin there. You can just see it's not quite as pronounced there. It's just nothing major there. It's pretty much looks the same on the other side. It's cosmetic. Everything, I mean, got the mag or the bolt release here. A little wiggly in the Anderson, and it seems to tighten up a little bit in the Colt. So that would be a little bigger probably. Let's get you the weight on them. Of course, the Colt does weigh more, a little bit more. I guess maybe that shelf in there, and maybe some other areas, the less of a bevel on the mag well there, but you'll see here. Now my scale does not go to ounces, it's messed up, so we got grams here. And you'll see that's 244.9 on the Anderson. And we drop the Colt down on there, and it goes up to 247.1. It was right on zero, yeah, there you go. 247.0. So there's your weight in grams there. You can find a conversion table if you want to know that in ounces. You know, I suspect this Colt went over a lot more with the specs, and it's been, I don't know if it's been just test fitted or it's actually been put together and taken apart and sold stripped. But I can tell something's been into the mag well there. So they could have just been checking the fitment of everything. But everything, let's see if there's a difference in the, that's 87. I'll bring the Anderson over here. 87. Just a hair bigger. That goes to 55. This goes to 25. See, no, it goes 55. I thought that was 25. Never mind. So, I don't know if there's any difference on the thickness of the walls. I wouldn't suspect that there is. 69.05, 69.10. 69.35 on the Colt. Magazine, and we'll go right up here at the top. .30. .91. Opens up a little bit on the Anderson there. Not quite there. Yeah, 91 there. Let's check that again. Same spot. Yeah, still at 90 on the Colt. So seems the magazine, well, maybe a little tighter. It goes to 89 up front. Now 89 point, or it's 90, 90.05. .91 there. So yeah, you can get a little opened up mag well on the Anderson there, assuming I'm getting those in the exact same spot, which 91. 91. Let's see if this goes to 90. 90. 90. Yeah. So you see there, a little difference there in the mag well. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Let's check out this trigger. That hole for the bottom part of the fire control group there looks a little smaller on the Anderson, but I'm not sure. Not sure I can get in there and measure how long it is. 31.80. .32 there on the Anderson. Yeah, I can't get that down in there. You can kind of guess at it right there, but nah. So yeah, a little bigger on the Anderson there. It seems they opened up a little bit on the specs. You can check the magazine hole there. 50. 50.25. 51 on the Anderson. So Anderson seems to be about 10th over on everything. I don't know if we can get in there. That's where that was wiggling around a little. Yeah, there we are. 0.16 there. Go right up to the edge. 0.16. 0.1655. .20, 16.20, so it seems like it's a little smaller there on that Anderson. Unless it opens up in the back a little bit. 1650. 1630. 45. So yeah, seems like most of the openings, slots are a little bigger on the Anderson overall. That's buffer tube here. Let's check that out. And this is not exactly super scientific, but it's just a little something to take note at. What was that? 113.35. 113.75 or 80. So yeah, and you got to remember, guys, after these are milled out and they're dropped in a forge and they're heated up, I mean, these things get heated up and things kind of can shift around on them a little bit. I've seen a lot of issues up here in the front of the mag well here that they kind of come out a little different than when they go in. I've seen them a little lumpy up here. You can see a little difference there. It's been taken out on the Anderson there. The Colt looks much better up front there on the mag well. You can see those lines coming in there, those mill lines where it's milled in there. I had a BCM that didn't look very good up here at all. One of these are dropped down a little longer. My magazine well didn't fit very well. It had some issues with getting magazines to stay in it or to lock in. So that's just a little overall, guys. Just a little goose for the gander. Maybe you're trying to decide whether you want to buy an Anderson. I'd say as long as you get one that's spec'd out pretty good, it'll do you just as good as the Colt right there. I mean, some people get tore up on the roll marks. You know, I think in a sense, as long as you put one of these together and test it out, it does you fine. I believe you'll be served just as well. I'm kind of into, I can't say I don't get into the Colt, into the roll marks and stuff, because that's why I bought this one. So, but I now have a Colt rifle in my collection. It's going on the SOCOM upper for most of you guys that have seen it. If you haven't seen it, check out some of the other videos on the channel there. Got the unboxing of it. And stay tuned, because we're going to do the unveiling of the clone build, the Block 1 clone. It's coming up very soon. I don't know the exact date yet. Got to go to the range with it and all that stuff. So we're going to do a full review of it. So stay tuned for that. If you're not subbed up to the channel, guys, sub up, click that bell. You can't see all these awesome videos not being subbed up. So come join the family, the Hillbilly Nitro fam. So I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me. And till next time, guys, Hillbilly, over and out of here, guys. Peace. See you guys.